The federal government has issued heavy rainfall and flooding warnings in about 48 towns across 14 states. While it predicted that the increased water levels in River Benue and River Niger may impact communities in Bayelsa State, the government cautioned residents to take precautionary measures. The flood prediction report by the National Flood Early Warning System Central Hub of the Federal Ministry of Environment also reveals that several towns in Kano, Kebbi, Katsina, Niger, Kwara, Zamfara, Bauchi, Taraba, Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, Jigawa and Gombe are expected to experience flooding. It adds that floods could occur between September 13 and 17 across identified states. To discuss this further, we're joined by Professor of Climatology and a climate change specialist, Professor Emmanuel Oladipo. Thank you very much, Prof, for giving us your time. Authorities in Nigeria have issued numerous warnings in recent weeks regarding heavy rain and flooding in some regions. In some parts of Africa, heavy flooding is already being reported. People always say it's because of climate change. For the sake of the man on the street, what is this climate change and how does it affect life generally?
Thank you very much. I think there might be a very few number of skeptics about this issue of climate change. But at least 99% of scientists all over the world have agreed that humanity has tampered with the nature, the way God created the earth and the surrounding. And in the process of trying to industrialize, we have more or less changed the content of the air around us, in which certain gases like carbon dioxide, which we all agree on, methane, nitrous oxide, and even humidity, moisture in the air, have changed over the years. Over a very long period of time, the climatic conditions have been changing back and forth. Many people may not remember or may not have heard. Let me just give you an example of what climate change is all about. At a certain time in the history of the Earth, the whole of more or less North America was covered by ice. All those areas you are looking at in New York and others were under ice over a period of time. But certain warmness took over and the ice melted, and is now restricted to the extreme northern end of the Earth in the Arctic region. At a certain time, it started to cool again. Some ice started to come back, but it went back. Now, these changes are natural. But what is really concerning humanity is that the pace and the rate at which these changes are taking place within the lifespan of humanity is so rapid as a result of our industrial activities, which are pumping these gases and making sure that the gases are retaining a lot of heat from the sun and keeping them over the earth to keep it extremely warm. And that's why we are concerned. Once the air gets warmer than normal, it tends to absorb a lot of water, from the moisture from the earth surface, keep it there, and bring it back as heavy rainfall, like the type of things that you get in many parts of the world now.
I really would love to have you speak a little more expansively on the subject of climate change. But let's look at the offshoot. We are at a juncture at this moment. I want to find out from you your opinion. Apart from the yearly warnings by the government, what else should they be doing right now to protect the people from these recurrent situations?
We're happy that at least there are some warnings now, unlike before, when warnings were really scarce. But beyond warning, it requires a very proactive action. Action on the parts of the federal, the state, and local governments, and above all, the people. The people must agree. We all must agree. Let them just show them the pictures of what happened in Libya over a period of 2 days. Over 11,000 people dead in one flash flood alone. 11,000 people. That type of thing can happen here if we are not careful. So it requires a complete overhaul of how we manage the water systems in this country, in which the federal government will take a lead role in trying to provide the policy direction. The state will play a very active role in providing practical solutions. the local government will join, and the people will be enlightened to know a lot more on how to handle floods. The best way is not to allow flood to occur massively. We cannot prevent flooding completely, but we can reduce it if we all agree.
In what practical ways, sir? In what practical ways can people take responsibility in, I mean, we always talk about what the government will do. Their role is very clear, but what about the people? How can they take responsibility in helping with the situation?
If you are in a place where the drainage system passes around you, and you avoid dropping all kinds of waste into the canal, into the system, we're thinking that the water will come and carry it away. You are preventing blockage, which in many instances is responsible for the water to overflow its bank once the whole system where it can flow naturally is blocked. Secondly, people must recognize, even when you are buying land, for instance, to build a house, look around. You don't have to be a scientist to know that this place, buy land during the rainy season. Don't buy land during the dry season. You buy your land during the rainy season, you will know whether this place is liable to flood or not. But if you go to buy a place during the dry season, everywhere is dry, you will not know exactly what may happen. So these are some of the precautions individuals must take. Secondly, we must recognize that in the southern part of Nigeria, the months of June, July are very critical, and September. In the northern part of Nigeria, the months of July and August are very critical. So those are the months you'll be watching and be seeing exactly what is happening to your surrounding and looking at all means by which you allow water to flow around you without impacting your place.
All right, Professor.
Bathing in floodplains.
Thank you very much for sharing your time and your expertise with us.